Okay. We will continue. Giving all praise and glory to the Most High. We're going to look at Deuteronomy 13 and 17. And there shall flee not of the cursed thing to thine hand, that the Most High may turn from the fierceness of his anger, and show thee mercy, and have compassion upon thee, and multiply thee as he has sworn unto thy fathers. So that's what we're supposed to be doing. So the Most High can bless us. And don't be taking of the cursed things that these other nations have, and the things that they're doing that you know. That's why you got to know right from wrong. If you don't know what's right, then you could be doing things in your mind. You justify it in your mind. That's just like being rebellious, and thinking you're doing what's right, and be all the way off. When thou shalt hearken to the voice of the Most High thy power, to keep all his commandments, which I command thee this day, to do that which is right in the eyes of the Most High thy power. You better do what's right in the eyes of the Most High power, because better recognize, people don't really realize, they don't think about how the Most High see everything. He's watching over us as we do whatever. In Ecclesiastes 23 and 29, in the Apocrypha, you have the Cambridge University Press Apocrypha, the Red Apocrypha. It's on page 84. Book is right there. Understand, through the power of the Most High, the Spirit of the Most High. It says, Ecclesiastes 23 and 19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Most High are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. You hear that? The more eyes of the Most High are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. The things you think he don't see. But Most High consider the most secret parts. Ecclesiastes 17:15. Oh yeah. Their ways are ever before him, and shall not be hid from his eyes. Remember, they're 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Say their ways are always before the Most High, and not going to be hid from his eyes. I mean, he see everything that's being done. Verse 19. Therefore all their works are as the sun before him. Remember, his eyes, 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So you look at one sun up in the sky, you can't even look at it. But he said what? Therefore all their works are as the sun before him, and his eyes are continually upon their ways. See, we can't escape him. His eyes are continually upon everything that we do. Deuteronomy 14 and 1. Ye are the children of the Most High your power. Ye shall not cut yourselves, nor make any baldness between your eyes for the dead. That's what people did. That's why you see a lot of people that have tattoos on their body for the dead, contrary to the law of the Most High. For thou art an holy people unto the Most High thy power. And the Most High hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself, above all the nations that are upon the earth. See, he chose us to be a peculiar people unto himself, to be above all the nations that are upon the earth. And we are. We're very peculiar. You look at who's just jumping out of the gym. Football players, basketball players, peculiar. We the first. You look at the inventions that we invented. You know, peculiar. Everybody was a superpower of Earth. When it was superpower of Earth, we was there with them. You know, we wasn't running around in Africa, running through no trees like they want to say we were, in diapers and all that. We just want me to show you what we was doing. They don't know. They ain't better recognize. Those that don't know going to see. Just a moment. I'll locate my tools. Here it is. Just to finally locate my tools. You know I got them. You gotta have your tools. So, let me read this again to you. It says, so you know it says, Deuteronomy 14:2, it says, for thou art an holy people unto the Most High thy power. And the Most High have chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself, above all the nations that are upon the earth. I'm just going to read something to you, and so you'll get an idea of how we were and who they came to get when they came to get us, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and those of the other 10 tribes that were, or the 9.5 tribes that were with us at that time. Let's just read on page 90 of a book called Babylon and Timbuktu by Rudolph R. Windsor. On page 90 it says, in about the middle of the page, it says, the Jews imported into the western part of Africa a superior material, educational, and moral culture soon after 300 AD. This cultural advancement was not duplicated or exceeded until the ascendancy of the Mohammed leader Musa Khan Musa of Mali in 1312 AD. This Arab came into power. Jumping down here, it says, the black Jews, or the Israelites, Hebrew Israelites, had an advantage over the African tribes, you see, and we are peculiar people. They carried their culture, history, laws, and written records with them. This assured them a constant precedent for the development of a higher social organization. Because of the stability of the black Jewish culture, the Jews were not observed into the autochthonous population, meaning the population of the so-called Africans. In fact, the Jews observed some of the native tribes. The Jews made use of every opportunity. They were an industrious and skillful people, peculiar people, right? industrious and skillful people. In the Jewish Ghanaian states were found kings, princes, governors, generals, secretaries, treasurers, revenue agents, judges, architects, engineers, doctors, historians, language interpreters, mathematicians, jewelers, sculptors, masons, carpenters, painters of art, goldsmiths, leather workers, potters, armorers, saddlers, blacksmiths, agricultural, etc., etc. You see? So we had skills. So they didn't just come get nobody that was swinging across trees on no dang diapers. We had major skills. Why do you think we built this country? How do you think we built the White House? And we built Pentagon, we built everything. Plantations. We did it. That's why it says in Deuteronomy 14:2, "For thou art an holy people unto the Most High thy power. The Most High have chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself, above all the nations that are upon the earth. So thou shalt not eat any abominable thing." Hear that? We shall not eat any abominable thing. "These are the beasts which ye shall eat: the ox, the sheep, and the goat, the hart, and the roebuck, and the fallow deer, and the wild goat, and the gag, and the wild ox, and the chamois, and every beast that parteth the hoof, and cleaveth the clefts into two claws, and cheweth the cud among the beasts that ye shall eat." You have to have the parting of the hoof and chew the cud, both. "Nevertheless, these ye shall not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the cloven hoof, as the camel, and the hare, the rabbit, and the coney, large rabbit. For they chew the cud, but divide not the hoof, therefore they are unclean unto you. And the swine, the pig, the hog, because it divideth the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud, it is unclean unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass." That's the pig. You're supposed to be touching the dead pig. "These ye shall eat of all that are in the waters, all that have fins and scales." It's very important. Fins and scales, except for that tilapia. It have fins and scales, but they made that in the lab, and they eat doo-doo, just like catfish and all the ones that don't have fins and scales. Listen. "These ye shall eat of all that are in the waters, all that have fins and scales shall ye eat. And whatsoever have not fins and scales ye may not eat. It is unclean unto you." Lobster, crabs, crawdads, and shrimps, and oysters, and all these things. Just give me the dietary law. "Of all clean birds ye shall eat. But these are they of which ye shall not eat: the eagle, and the osprey, and the osprey, and the gled, and the kite, and the vulture after his kind, and every raven after his kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cuckoo, and the hawk after his kind, the little owl, and the great owl, and the swan, and the pelican, and the gyre eagle, and the cormorant, and the stork, and the heron after her kind, and the lapwing, and the bat. And every creeping thing that flieth is unclean unto you. They shall not be eaten. But of all clean fowls ye may eat. You shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself." So if it dies, some walking along just die of itself, we can't eat it. "Thou shalt give it unto the stranger that is in thy gates, that he may eat it." See, we can give it to the strangers. That's like road kills. Walking you out road down the street, see a deer that fell off and died, or got hit by a car. I mean, not like that, but if it died of its own on its own accordance, then you have to give it to the stranger. They can eat it. That's why they let you know here something different about us than them. We can't eat it. He tells us we can't eat it. We try to eat it, we're gonna get sick, might die. Because he said don't eat it. He said we can give it to the stranger. That's what it say. Ye shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself. You deer fall off and die, we can't eat it. The strangers, they can come along and move the maggots out the way and take it and put it on top of their car. They got food. We can't do that. Ye shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself. Thou shalt give it unto the stranger that is within thy gates, that he may eat it. Or thou mayest sell it unto an alien. So that to Esau, the alien. But thou art an holy people unto the Most High, thy power. Thou shalt not seethe a kid in his mother's milk. Don't let that goat grow up. Let him still nurse on his mother. Thou shalt truly, but what they do, they got veal and they got all kinds of things they take away from the mother. Some of them take away from the mother. They don't even get a chance to drink none of the milk because they actually making the cow be like it's pregnant all the time. It's like, it's just crazy, man, what they do. So they can keep on producing milk and more milk and milk and milk and milk and milk. Don't no mammal drink no milk once it's grown. We the only ones drinking some cow milk. Come on, man. Think about it. What mammal? I remember when I was young, I tried to give a cat some milk. Cat looked up at me like, what is this? I'm a grown cat. What you giving me some milk for? Never had no milk before since it was a baby, eating food. Ain't got no milk. It's cow milk anyway. You know what I mean? Come on. They just have the cow that they pregnant all the time, just producing milk. That's when you produce milk, right? So they even put some on the side of them that I mean, it's just crazy what they're doing now. And thou, verse 23, and thou shalt eat before the Most High thy power in the place which he shall choose to place his name there. The tithe of thy corn and of thy wine and of thy oil and of the firstling of thy herds and of thy flocks, and that thou mayest learn to fear the Most High thy power always. See? Over and over again, we got to fear the Most High. But see, that fear don't mean fear because you talk to the church. Oh, God is all love. God is love. You supposed to fear the Most High, so who you supposed to fear? Oh, you fear the law of the land, so you gotta keep the law of the land. So we gotta keep the laws of the Most High. He said, fear me. Fear the Most High. That's what Mashiach told us clearly. Fear the Most High. He can kill you and cast you into hell. Fear him. He said, and if the way be too and if the way be too long for thee, so that thou art not able to carry it, or if the place be too far from thee, which the Most High thy power shall choose to set his name there, when the Most High thy power have blessed thee, then shalt thou turn it into money, and bind up the money in thine hand, and shalt go unto the place which the Most High thy power shall choose. See? Money is in the Bible. In the Old Testament. This is the first books of the Bible. Say, take all that you have and sell it for money. Exchange it for money. And thou shalt bestow that money for whatsoever thy soul lusteth after. For oxen, or for sheep, or for wine, or for strong drink. Strong drink is something more potent than wine. Something like whiskey or something like that. You mean tell me we was Most High saying we could drink? Y'all see that, church people? This is what it said. And thou shalt bestow that money for whatsoever thy soul lusteth after. For oxen, food, or for sheep, or food, or for wine. We were drinking wine. That's part of what the Most High is telling us here. Or for strong drink, or drink that's stronger than wine. But we ain't supposed to be drinking, you become no drunkard. Supposed to drink in moderation. or for whatsoever thy soul desireth. And thou shalt eat there before the Most High thy power, and thou shalt rejoice, thou and thine household. Have a good time, he's saying. See, we wasn't just no L7s, no bunch of squares. We had a good time. What do you say? And thou shalt rejoice, thou and thine household. Have a good time. And the Levite that is within thy gates, thou shalt not forsake him. Don't forget about the priest. For he have no part nor inheritance with thee. He didn't have no land. Remember, he was part of, the Levites were scattered among the tribes' lands. 12 tribes of Israel land. At least 11 tribes. They say, at the end of 3 years, thou shalt bring forth all the tithe and thine increase the same year, and shalt lay it up within thy gates, the end of 3 years, every 3 years. Bring all the tithe and increase in that same year, that 3rd year. And the Levite, because he have no part nor inheritance with thee, and the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow, which are within thy gates, shall come and shall eat and be satisfied. Now the stranger, some of the stranger of Israel, it says, shall come and shall eat and be satisfied, that the Most High thy power may bless thee in all the work of thine hand which thou doest. See? So we're supposed to have that for the Levites and the stranger, those are Israelites that we don't know, and the fatherless, those that fathers have died, and the widow, those women whose husband have died, which are within thy gates, shall come and shall eat and be satisfied, that the Most High thy power may bless thee in all the work that of thine hands which thou doest. Okay, Deuteronomy 15:1. At the end of every 7 years thou shalt make a release. Every 7 years we made a release. Release something. It's going to let you know. And this is the manner of the release. Every creditor that lendeth aught unto this his neighbor shall release it. Every 7 years, debt was done away with. You know, Esau, you got to file bankruptcy or whatever, you know, before you got to really go through a whole lot of changes to get whatever debt you have off your credit report. But what does it say? Every creditor that lendeth aught unto his neighbor shall release it. When? Every 7 years. He shall not exact it on his neighbor or his brother, because it is called the Most High's release. See? So I say they don't follow the law of the Most High. That's probably why they say you ain't under the law of the Most High, because they know they ain't following it. Listen, but of a foreigner, thou mayest exact it again, but that which is thine with thy brother, thine hand shall release. See, the children of Israel, we got to release it from our brothers. If they are the 12 tribes of Israel, got to let it go. Save when there shall be no poor among you, for the Most High shall greatly bless thee in the land which the Most High thy power giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it. So we were so blessed that, you know, hardly would you see any poor of our nation. How, like you say, we are holy people. The few people Most High have blessed us. You say, only if thou carefully hearken unto the voice of the Most High thy power, to observe to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day. If we follow his law, statute, commandments. For the Most High thy power blesses thee, as he promised thee, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, but thou shalt not borrow. Ooh, isn't it opposite now? And thou shalt reign over many nations, but they shall not reign over thee. So that's just keeping the laws of the Most High. That's how the kingdom gonna be. But it's not like that now, because here we are caught up in the curses. We can't even imagine. Can you imagine that? We lend to everybody else. We don't have to borrow from no one else. Yep. Unbelievable. But it's real. Look at Deuteronomy 28 and 43. This is what we're dealing with right now. It say the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee, very high. Like you look at our neighborhood stores and so forth. These are strangers. These other nations operating. We gotta buy from them. And thou shalt come down very low. Remember, say we're gonna lend to all these other strangers, all these other nations, and we ain't gonna borrow from them if we follow the laws of the Most High. Listen, here we are now. Verse 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. See? Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Most High thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. See? They shall be upon thee for a sign and a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. And here we are right now, looking at it, feeling it, seeing it, all around us. And that's why we're looking at why we're in the condition that we're in. Look at Deuteronomy 15 and 5. Only if thou carefully hearken unto the voice of the Most High thy power, to observe to do all his commandments, all these commandments, which I command thee this day, for the Most High thy power blesses thee, as he promised thee, and thou shalt lend unto many nations. See? We was able to lend to many nations. But thou shalt not borrow. We ain't have to borrow anything. And thou shalt reign over many nations, but they shall not reign over thee. But now we the tail, they the head. If there be among you a poor man of one of thy brethren, one of the 12 tribes of Israel, within any of thy gates, in thy land, which the Most High thy power giveth thee, thou shalt not harden thine heart, don't harden your mind, nor shut thine hand from thy poor brother. You're supposed to be treating your poor brother unjustly. But thou shalt open thine hand wide unto him, and shalt surely lend him sufficiency for his need, in that which he wanteth. See? Beware that there be not a thought in thy wicked heart. We said we warning you. Beware, don't be a thought in your wicked mind saying, the 7th year, the year of release, is at hand, and thine eye be evil against thy poor brother, and thou give him not, you're going to give him nothing, and he cry unto the Most High against thee, and it be sin unto thee. So if he cry unto the Most High against you, you better watch out. You better be aware. See, that's what people don't realize. They look at everybody's the same. Everybody's not the same. Everybody's not dealing with the same power and dealing with whatever it is you have, and how you're supposed to be doing whatever you do, and how you conduct yourself. Because it's still, when you look at how we're supposed to be working in the vineyard and doing what we're supposed to do, you got to look at helping the poor. Very, very important. As you see now, Mashak Shai came back and told us this. Look at Matthew 5 and 3. He said, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. See? Theirs are the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see the Most High. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of the Most High. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye, when men shall revile you, and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely, for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. See? What he told you, ye are the salt of the earth, meaning the flavor of the earth. But if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is therefore good for nothing but to be cast out and to be trodden under the foot of men. That's why you got to look at it. You got to keep your flavor. You got to keep your zeal, you know, but according to knowledge. And that's the scriptures, the Holy Bible. Going back to Deuteronomy 15. Verse 7. If there be among you a poor man of one of thy brethren within any of thy gates in thy land, which the Most High thy power giveth thee, thou shalt not harden thine heart, nor shut thine hand from thy poor brother. That's why you're supposed to be, you know, helping our people. But thou shalt open thine hand wide unto him, and shalt surely lend him sufficient for his need in that which he wanted. That's why Mashiach told you this. Go to Matthew 25. And when he come back, the judgment, because everybody's going to be the judge of Mashiach. When he come back, we're going to go from Matthew 25:31 down. Look what it said. When the Son of Man, Matthew 25:31, when the Son of Man, who is the Mashiach Yahushua, the anointed Savior, shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him. He coming with holy angels. Then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. Listen. And before him shall be gathered all nations. All nations will be gathered before him. And he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. So we're going to separate all the nations. That's the Most High told us in Deuteronomy 32:8. See, the earth is out of course. It's out of order. So that's why it said, listen, Deuteronomy 32:8, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So he separated all the nations. Meaning he gave the Israelites, the land of Israel, different tribes amongst the land of Israel. He gave the Arabs their land, Ishmael and Elam their land, and Ham their land, and Edom their land, and Ammon and Moab their land. And he gave the nations their lands once he separated all the nations and gave Israel their lands. You see, so when he come back, everything now is like, you know, a lot of nations, they have pretty much, you know, like China's full of Chinese people, right? Japan's full of mainly Japanese people. The Arabs have their land over Saudi Arabia and that, you know, that area and so forth. And he's going to separate all the nations when he comes back. That's the first thing he say he's going to do when he comes back, y'all. You got to hear this. Because it was supposed to be separated from the beginning. So it says, Matthew 25:32, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. See? And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them, go put the sheep on his right hand, the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, who are the sheep. He said in Matthew 15:24, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. 12 tribes of Israel. Then shall the king say, verse 34, unto them on his right hand, come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Who is this? The sheep. Not everybody. For I was hungry. Listen to this. For I was hungry, and you gave me meat. You think it's not important? Listen to what Hamashiach said. For all you that believe in him, he said, I was hungry, you gave me meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. Naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came unto me. Then shall the righteous, now let you know, the righteous are who? The sheep that's on the right hand. Listen, then shall the righteous answer him. He's giving you clues here. You can't gainsay on this. Saying, Mashiach, when saw we thee an hungry and fed thee, or thirsty and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger and took thee in, or naked and clothed thee? When this happened? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily, truly, I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. See? Once again. And the king, they said, when we do all this, man, we ain't ever did this to you. But listen to what he's saying. And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these, the poorest of my brethren, ye have done it unto me. See? So that's why it's important that we take care of our people. Those that have little. You that have little, and you think you can't help someone that have less than you, there's somebody that have less than you. See, then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels, the wicked. For I was hungry, and you gave me no meat. All you that think it's improper for us to feed the homeless, the houseless, think we're not supposed to do anything for our people. You know who you are. He said, for I was hungry, and you gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you took me not in. Naked, and you clothed me not. Sick, and in prison, and you visited me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Master, when saw we thee a hungry, or athirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, or did not minister unto thee? Listen, then shall he answer them, saying, verily, truly, I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, who, as he said it before, his brethren, his people, ye did it not to me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal. So you call yourself righteous and you ain't doing nothing for no one else? Nah. You call yourself righteous. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal. You better pay attention. That's when he come back. He's going to set the sheep on his right hand, the children of Israel on his right hand, the goats on the left. All you that's caught up in this wicked world, wicked worldly ways, and all selfish and prideful and unrighteous as you are, you're going to go away into everlasting punishment. Going back to Deuteronomy 15. So you can tell me he ain't following what these laws say? Oh yes. Even when he come back, when he going to burn them up. So what he going to do? What did he just say? He going to burn them up. The wicked going to go into what? Everlasting fire. Deuteronomy 15 and 9. Beware that there be not a thought in thy wicked heart, in your wicked mind, saying, the 7th year, the year of release is at hand, and thine eye be evil against thy poor brother, and thou givest him not, you'll give him nothing. And he cry unto the Most High against thee, and it be sin unto thee. So you better watch out. He cry against you, it's going to be sin against you. Thou shalt surely give him, and thine heart shall not be grieved when thou givest unto him, because that for this thing the Most High thy power shall bless thee in all thy works, and in all that thou puttest thine hand unto. Shall be blessed, people. For the poor shall never cease out of the land. Therefore I command thee, saying, thou shalt open thine hand wide unto thy brother, to thy poor, and to thy needy in thy land. That's what we did. This part of, it's sad because that's part of the righteous. When we say the righteous, so if you ain't doing that, you ain't thinking about that, and if you're against it, your wicked mind goes against it, then you part of the ones going through the everlasting fire. You better repent from that. Because look what we did. This is us. This is what we did. Going to Acts the 4th chapter. I'm going to start at verse 33. And Acts 4 and 33. And with great power gave the apostles witness of the resurrection of the Mashiach Yahushua, and great grace was upon them all. Neither was there any among them that lacked. For as many as were possessors of lands or houses sold them, and brought the prices and the things that were sold. So they had lands and houses, they sold them, and bought the price that they got for the sale of their lands and the sale of their houses. They bought the prices of the things that were sold and laid them down at the apostles' feet. And distribution was made unto every man according as he had need. You see that? Distribution, that's what the church is supposed to be about right here. They got all this money, they got all this income coming in, and they gave it to the poor as there was a need. Every man as he had need. And Joseph, who by the apostles was surnamed Barnabas, which is being interpreted the son of consolation, a Levite, and of the country of Cyprus, having land, sold it, and brought the money, and laid it at the apostles' feet. Laid it at the apostles' feet. And distribution was made as there was a need. Acts 5 and 1. But a certain man named Ananias and Sapphira, his wife, sold a possession, and kept back part of the price, his wife also being privately to it, both of them scheming together, and brought a certain part and laid it at the apostles' feet. They only bought a certain part. Remember, that's a vow. So what they're doing is say, look, we're going to sell the land, we're going to bring the price that we sell it for to the apostles, so distribution can be made as there was a need. People had needs in their lives. But here go Ananias and Sapphira, they're going to hold back part of the money. But Peter said, But Peter said, Ananias, why has Satan filled thine heart? Why you let Satan fill your mind? To lie to the Holy Spirit and to keep back part of the price of the land? While it was vain, was it not thine own? After it was sold, was it not in thine own power? Why hast thou conceived this thing in thine heart? Why you conceive this thing in your mind?